Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this in one go, therefore I apologise in advance if I stumble over my words going forwards, and indeed if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well, if there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it can't be helped, and hopefully it's not too much of an issue for you. Today is yet another Eurovision Song Contest related video here on my channel, and this one is going to be the alternative results for the Eurovision Song Contest for this century so far, 2000 to 2019. Now, I haven't really planned this too much, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each year from 2000 to last year's contest in Tel Aviv, and I'm going to take a look at the top 5 each year and essentially say that if the country that actually won didn't win, then which other country in the top 5 maybe deserved to. And it's not always the case that the actual runner-up is the song slash entry that most people would have perhaps wanted to win instead. I'm going to be doing that as well with the bottom 5, and then when we get to 2004, I'll also be doing a brief look at the semi-finals. Hopefully that makes sense, and I'm sure this will be another big rambling video from me, but do stick with me. Anyway, let's get into it. 2000, the Stockholm contest, the top 5 that year was Denmark, Russia, Latvia, Estonia, and Germany. Well, let's get out the deadwood. Germany, that song, too silly, simply not good enough to win. Estonia were the favourites to win going into that 2000 contest at the Globen, but ended up finishing 4th. It's a very credible, nice pop song, but maybe a little unremarkable. I don't know. Latvia debuting 3rd place, really fresh, sort of indie, almost Britpop sound, really engaging lead singer in Reinhard Kaupers. And then Russia, 2nd, their best result at the time. 16-year-old, I believe, at the time, Alsu, who would later co-host in 2009. Pretty decent song. I think a lot of Eurovision fans have it ranked quite highly in their tops. But Denmark, Fly on the Wings of Love is an absolute classic by the Olsen brothers. But in an alternative universe, I think that Russia, out of the other songs in the top 5, is probably the one that most Eurovision fans would have preferred to win. I don't know. I wouldn't take this video too seriously, I will say that. Personally, Russia is my number 2 as well, behind Denmark. But Latvia's song just sounded fresher, and the performance was a little bit more engaging. So I will go with Brainstorm with my star in this instance. Meanwhile, at the bottom, Belgium were last, and then moving up, France, Israel, Cyprus, and Switzerland. Switzerland's song is very dull. Cyprus, powerful, but really not that memorable at all, in my opinion. Israel, dreadful. What a very poor way to kick off this century. Ping pong with Sameach, Be Happy. 2 girls, 2 guys, and it was just quite comical and cheesy, and I don't know what Israel were thinking. France, I really don't mind. It's quite low-key, again, fairly unmemorable, but I really don't think it should have only ended up with 5 points. And then Belgium last, very, very forgettable too. Personally, I would have Israel last, and I think most Eurovision fans would probably agree with me. So there we go. Russia instead of Denmark, and Israel last instead of Belgium. Moving on to 2001. Oh, whoops. 2001. The competition was in Copenhagen, but in our alternative results universe, it would be in Moscow or St. Petersburg, whichever Russian city you prefer. Estonia won in real life, and it's fair to say that 2001 was not a vintage year for Eurovision. In fact, it's probably the weakest year of the century so far, which is a shame because it was in this vast football stadium, and the crowd there deserved better quality. But anyway, Estonia won. They've had so many better songs than this, it's unbelievable. I Don't Mind Everybody by Tanel, Padar, Dave Benton and 2XL, but I think most Eurovision fans don't think it should have won. Denmark were the runners-up, and I really don't mind it, this sort of country number, but not a lot of people seem to gravitate towards that one anymore. Greece, on the other hand, 3rd, Die For You, Antique, Helena Paparizou, looking fantastic. This very cool sort of pop song with, I guess, traditional sounds as well, if that's the right term to use. But anyway, it's a really good piece of music, and it finished 3rd with 147 points. And I think a lot of Eurovision fans have that song as their number 1. We have France, more on that in a second, and Sweden, who I think 5th place for Friends with Listen to Your Heartbeat's about right. So I think 2001, I am going to put Greece as the alternative winner, the song that most Eurovision fans probably have as their number one, and therefore the unofficial winner. And personally, I would actually go with France, because that song, Natasha Saint-Pierre, great singer, Je n'ai que mon âme, All I Have Is My Soul, a ballad that, oh man, if I had been older in 2001, listening to this song, I would have thought there is no stopping France winning this year, Paris 2002. But instead, not even in the top three, which to me is quite ridiculous, because this is one of the best songs France has ever sent. And then in terms of the, excuse me, in terms of the bottom five, Norway and Iceland were joint last. That's very harsh because both of those songs aren't too bad at all. Ireland, Poland, Latvia. Latvia's second ever entry really wasn't that amazing. Poland, quite up-tempo, not that bad. I can listen to it and enjoy it. Iceland, also up-tempo. Two guys, too tricky with Angel. That did not deserve just 3 points. But then again, neither did Norway. Very musical theatre-esque ballad by Haldor Legreed called On My Own. He was in a rather drab outfit, but sang it quite well, I think. So that leaves Ireland with Gary O'Shaughnessy. Of course, Ryan O'Shaughnessy, they are related, did quite well for Ireland in Lisbon a few years ago. So Ireland is the alternative last place. And in terms of the bottom five, for me, personally, I will go with Ireland too. So there we have it. In, let's say, Moscow 2001, Greece win and Ireland finish last. 2002, in real life it was Tallinn. Fantastic. Wonderful that they got a chance to host Eurovision. But in our universe it would be Athens 2002. The top five, Latvia, Malta, UK and Estonia tied for third place, and France. Latvia winning only because Portugal withdrew. Can you imagine? It could have been Malta's first win. Latvia's performance, I've said it before, that's what ensured the victory for Mary Ann with I Wanna, because the song itself is not that amazing, in all honesty. It's got this Latin thing going on, you know, very sultry stuff. But it was the performance, you know, taking off that white suit and ending up in that sort of orange dress. It was engaging in that sense. Malta, who were pushing Latvia all the way, it would have been just sensational if Ira Losko had won. She would be back in 2016 with Walk on Water, but this was Seventh Wonder. Fantastic, very cute pop song. The UK, I'll be honest, it's our best result this century so far, yes. But I don't think there's anything truly amazing about it. Jessica Garlick, really didn't like her outfit. She's not doing much now. Great shame. Estonia, on the other hand, this is better than their winner the previous year. Salena, who's actually Swedish, Runaway, my personal winner, so I'll write that down now. And then France, very similar to their entry the year before. Big power ballad, great singer, Sandrine François. Who do I think should be the alternative winner here? It's between Malta and Estonia. And because Malta were quite a way ahead of Estonia in the actual results, I'm going to put Malta down. Fantastic. Bottom five, Denmark, Lithuania, Switzerland, Germany, Finland. Finland's song, sort of disco pop, not that bad. I think most people enjoy it for what it is. Germany, not brilliant. Fairly weak performance as well. Switzerland, really, really dreary. That could easily have finished last. Lithuania, the vocals, not great. This was Ivaras with Happy You. The lyrics, in all honesty, I think a 10-year-old could have written them. And then Denmark, Malene Mortensen with Tell Me Who You Are. She was quite nervous, red dress on the catwalk. And this song was one of the favourites to win. And it finished last. But in an alternative universe where Denmark didn't finish last, I think it's Lithuania. And for me, personally, well, I'd actually go for Switzerland. Dans le jardin de mon âme, in the garden of my soul, Francine Jourdi, just really quite dreary stuff. Let's zip on. So in 2003, it's not Riga, it's Valletta. Can you imagine if Malta had won in 2002? Would they have actually staged it in 2003? If so, heaven knows where. Maybe if you're Maltese, you can let me know. But anyway, 2003, what a classic, classic year. Turkey won Every Way That I Can by Sertab Erener. Great song. Most people would say that is a very, very deserving winner. It's still so popular today. Belgium was second with a song in a made-up language. I've always found it quite overrated, but I know a lot of Eurovision fans really enjoy it for what it is. Russia third with Tattoo. This very nearly won as well. The two girls, of course. Were they going to kiss on stage? Were they going to be topless on stage? That was the controversy at the time. In the end, it was just a very bland performance, and the vocals were all over the shop, it has to be said. Norway, I really like it. Out of the other songs in the top five, that would be the song that I would have preferred to win. Although I do like Turkey, is worth saying. And then Sweden, Fame, Give Me Your Love. Jessica Andersson, who's been in Melfest loads of times. Magnus Backlund, he's been in Melfest since 2. Typical Swedish, polished pop. But the alternative winner, do most Eurovision fans, and that's what I'm thinking about here, would they go with Belgium over Russia? Would Norway be in the mix? I think Belgium, I'll be honest with you, could have been their second win. Would it have been deserved? I don't know. Can you imagine if Belgium had won just a few more points ahead of Turkey? I think these days most Eurovision fans would be saying, what a travesty. Stand on me above every way that I can? Just seems unthinkable. Anyway, the bottom five, the UK, Malta, Latvia, Slovenia, Portugal. Portugal's song, not brilliant, but I can listen to it. It's fairly pleasant, I guess, if you're in the mood to listen to it. Slovenia, up-tempo, don't mind that at all. Latvia, quite cheesy. 3 people, 1 woman, 2 guys, one of whom sadly passed away a few years ago. I don't mind it. Malta, dreary. The UK, the studio version's fine, Gemini with Crybaby, but live it was dead in the water from the very first note. In an alternative universe, it's got to be Malta, and I think most Eurovision fans would have Malta last as well. So would I. So there we go. The winner in 2003 is not Turkey in this case, it's Belgium, and Malta finished last. 2004, it's not Istanbul, it's Brussels or Antwerp. Probably Antwerp, that's where the bigger arena is. Now the semi-finals, how I'm going to do this, and I am going to try to be as brief as possible here, I'm going to look at 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th, okay? Purely to simplify this video. So in the semi-final, Croatia, Macedonia, missing out, Israel and Estonia, who were tied for 11th. Would I actually change that? Now I'm not going to actually make an adjustment here in my notebook. If I think Croatia and Macedonia, for example, should have gone through, I'm just going to leave it as it is and not go for an alternative. And the answer is yes. I do think Croatia and Macedonia should have gone through ahead of Israel and Estonia. Now, in terms of the semi-finals, I'll just be looking at the bottom 3. Switzerland will last with a big fat 0, Slovenia and Monaco. Now, I'm going to leave it as it is. Switzerland's song is quite childish. Piero and the Music Stars, he was in a black outfit with a pink unbuttoned shirt. Vocally, he was a little bit all over the place as well. This is fairly enjoyable. It's like when somebody comes to sing at your birthday party when you're about 8 years old. You know, it's a really simple, silly song. Slovenia, probably the biggest stinking pile of cheese we've ever heard in Eurovision, I'll be honest with you. I think Platin, the two of them got married the day after the semi-final, if I recall. Anyway, Monaco, yeah, back after years away. Fairly pleasant song, nothing too bad about it, but Monaco I think we're always going to struggle. I'm not going to change the semi-final result. In the final, top 5, Ukraine, Serbia and Montenegro, Greece, Turkey, Cyprus. Cyprus, ballad, young performer, vocals, a little bit shaky at times, but we can overlook that. One of their best results. Turkey, brilliant, sort of this punk rock song. My God, do we need more songs like this in Eurovision. I'm going to put Turkey down. For me, alternative winner, it is my number 1. Greece, yeah, Sakis doing his thing. And, I mean, it was always going to do quite well. Serbia and Montenegro, on the other hand, that is the alternative winner. A lot of Eurovision fans really love that. For me, in the years that have passed, I have grown to appreciate it so much. It's Željko Joksimovic with the ad hoc orchestra, Lane Moja, which I believe means my fawn, but I could be wrong. Bottom 5, Norway, Ireland, Belgium, Austria, Netherlands. Netherlands, for me, really good acoustic, ditty, and didn't deserve just 11 points. Austria, cheesy. We move on. Belgium, one of the favourites to win, flopped. Ireland, woefully dull. And then Norway, high, Knut Anders Sorum. Did that deserve to finish last? No, it certainly didn't. So in an alternative universe, it's between Ireland and Austria, and I'm going to go with Ireland. Sorry, Ireland, you're last again after 2001 in this alternative universe. So we move on. 2005 would not be Athens, it would be Belgrade, and this would be just before, of course, Serbia and Montenegro decided to part ways. In terms of the semi-final, now I didn't actually look at the top 3 in the semi-final for 2004. I don't think we really need to look into that. So, Macedonia were 9th, Latvia 10th, Poland 11th, Slovenia 12th. I'm going to make a change here. I don't think Macedonia should have qualified. Latvia, yes, 10th. Going through by just 4 points in that 2005 semi-final, and then they finished in the top 6 in the grand final. Incredible. But yes, I think Slovenia, most people would say, should go through ahead of Macedonia in this instance, I'm afraid. Omar Naber with Stop, pretty good song. And I personally would put Slovenia through ahead of Macedonia as well. So there we go. Now, in terms of the bottom 3 in the semi-final, Lithuania, Monaco, Andorra. I'm actually going to go with Monaco, and personally I would go with Monaco too. I just enjoy Lithuania's song a little bit more. Again, the studio version more than the live version. Laura and the Lovers were Little by Little. Not to be confused with Lidl by Lidl, which is a supermarket, of course. But this song, yeah, it's a pop song. She was moving from side to side on the stage. Really not that bad. But yeah, looking at the other songs here, was always going to struggle. Monaco, a sort of theatrical, musical theatre ballad. Lisa Darley with Tout de Moi, All of Me. Not bad, not brilliant. And then Andorra, who had Annabel Conde, second for Spain in 1995, as a backing singer here. This song, quite stirring stuff, but also not massively amazing at all. In terms of the final then, Greece, Malta, Romania, Israel, Latvia, very close between third and fifth here. Greece always going to win, massively popular with Eurovision fans. Malta, maybe a little bit overrated, you could argue, but I certainly like it. Romania third, fair enough. Israel fourth, Latvia fifth. I think most Eurovision fans would actually go with Israel. And in terms of me personally, I'm going to go with Israel as well, because that performance just looked like it should have pushed much harder for the win. So Israel then, winners in 2005. In terms of the bottom five, Germany, France, the UK, Spain and Ukraine. The host nation and the big four as it was at the time. Unbelievable. Germany deserved to finish last. There you go, I've said it. Sorry, vocals. Ugh, not good. France, dreary. UK, on early. Not a great song anyway, perhaps. Spain, fun, but also you couldn't take it that seriously. Ukraine, going for something wildly different from their winning entry. And rap doesn't always do that well. In an alternative universe, I think France, if you watch that performance on YouTube of Chacun pense à soi, everyone thinks of themselves, by Ortal, lead singer is actually Israeli, I believe, there's one man waving a French flag. Everybody else is sitting in their seats, bored to tears. It's quite funny, actually, but there we go. So, 2005. Well done, Israel. Moving on. Hopefully this video is not too dull. It's just interesting to think about what could have happened in an alternative universe. It's not Athens 2006. It's Jerusalem 2006. In terms of the semi-final, or Tel Aviv, I'm not picky. Ninth in the semi-final, Ireland. That was the 1000th song at Eurovision. Macedonia, Poland and Belgium. Now, most Eurovision fans would put Belgium through, and I would put Belgium through ahead of Macedonia as well. And then in terms of the bottom three, Monaco, Belarus, Andorra. That Andorran song, Sans Surtout by Jenny, with the backing dancers in their lingerie. Oh, sorry, I got distracted there for a moment. But anyway, Andorra finishing last. I don't think that's a very unpopular song at all with Eurovision fans. I think a lot of people really don't mind it. Certainly, I don't mind it at all. Belarus, all over the place. And then Monaco, lyrics in Tahitian. Yeah. Make of that what you will. So, Andorra, I am going to say, shouldn't have finished last. I'm going to say Belarus. And I think other Eurovision fans would probably agree with me here as well. Now, in terms of the top 5 in the grand final, Finland, Russia, Bosnia, Romania, Sweden. Finland always going to win, clear cut. Russia, that song, yeah, it's not bad, but I don't think it was that sensational. Bosnia, on the other hand, I think a lot of people really appreciate that more. Romania, great too, would have been a worthy winner. Sweden, big song by Carola, Invincible. But I think in an alternative universe, Bosnia would have won. I think Bosnia should have finished second, but that's just me. In terms of me personally, I'm actually going to go with Romania because I do like that song a little bit more. In terms of the bottom 5, Malta were last. That's a great shame. 1 point. Fabrizio Faniello represented his country in 2001, did very well that year, top 10, I believe, just inside. I Do, quite repetitive, big blast of pop. 1 point from Albania. What a great shame. Israel, gospel, not great. France, boring. Spain, Las Ketchup. They should have sent the ketchup song, would have done better. Moldova, Natalia Gordienko taking her clothes off. That's all that's worth remembering about that, in all honesty. In an alternative universe, I think I'm going to go with Israel. Sorry, on home soil in this alternative universe, you're last. And personally, Israel for me as well, out of the rest of that bottom 5. So we move on. It's not Helsinki 2007. It's Sarajevo 2007. Oh, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Eurovision Sarajevo. We would love to see it. Now, in terms of the semi-final, that massive semi-final, I'm only in 2007. We've got years to go. Macedonia, nearly dropped my pencil. Macedonia were 9th, Moldova were 10th. Portugal and Andorra. I would put Andorra through every single day. of the week. Anonymous with Salva Melmon, very sort of pop punk. That stuff was quite popular in Britain at the time. I'd have had that song go through, probably ahead of Macedonia in this case. Sorry. Would most Eurovision fans agree with me? Probably not, so we'll leave it as it is for the fans. In terms of the bottom three, we've got Czech Republic making their debut 1 point, which is from Estonia, Kabat, which I think means coat, Maladama, little lady, Austria, and then Belgium. I think most people would leave it as it is, so we'll move on. In terms of the grand final, Serbia, well-deserved winner. What an absolute classic. Ukraine, Russia, Turkey, Bulgaria. We don't even need to look at Russia, Turkey, and Bulgaria because Ukraine's the winner. Verka Serduchka with Dancing Russia Goodbye. Dancing Lasha Tumbai. Just such a fun song. And then in terms of the bottom five, Ireland, UK, France, Lithuania, and Spain. The United Kingdom had Scooch. We had a really good song in our national final by a French singer, I believe, called Cindy, and that would have done quite well. I'm sure of it. We should have sent that. But no, the UK, never trust them with a vote. France, honestly, not that bad, but quite silly. Les Fatales Picards. Lithuania, sort of lounge bar stuff with the silhouettes. That's actually quite cool, that performance. Worth looking it up. Spain should have done a bit better, but 12 points from Albania. Why not? And then Ireland last, going traditional. In an alternative universe, I'm going to be honest, it's got to be the UK. Sorry, Scooch, but you're last. So we move on. 2008, ladies and gentlemen, 2 semi-finals now, so I'm really going to try and whiz through this at ultra speed. It's not Belgrade 2008, it's Kiev 2008. At last, Kiev hosts. First semi-final. Bosnia were 9th, Poland 10th, Slovenia 11th, Moldova 12th. Would I change it? Yes, I would. I would put Slovenia through ahead of Poland, I'm afraid, and I think a lot of Eurovision fans would probably agree with me there. Vragnai Vzame, to hell with it, by Rebecca Dremelj. Quite a vibrant performance, that. Bottom three, San Marino, Estonia, Belgium. San Marino, that song, a lot of people like it actually, so I don't think it should have deserved to finish last. Estonia, really, really quite silly. Leto Svet, Summer Light, Crazy Radio, so I'm going to put Estonia last, yeah. And I would agree with that. We have Belgium as well, song in a made-up language from them again, but that's quite cute and much better than Estonia, I think it's fair to say. Semi-final 2, Sweden went through despite actually finishing 12th. That's because of the way the voting was that year and the jury having a say with the final qualifier. Long story short, 9th was Albania, Macedonia, Bulgaria, and then Sweden. Personally, I would put, well, Albania went through and Sweden did. That leaves Macedonia and Bulgaria. I would put Bulgaria through ahead of Albania, which I know might seem a bit strange because in my last video I said the Albanian entry by Alta Boca is an underrated gem, and it is, but I just prefer Bulgaria. So, Bulgaria through. Most Eurovision fans would probably leave it as is though, maybe. Maybe Macedonia through ahead of Albania. But I'll leave it as it is. Bottom three, Hungary, Czech Republic, Belarus. We'll leave that as it is as well. Maybe Belarus below the Czech Republic, but we'll move on. In terms of the top 5 in the final, Russia, Ukraine, Greece, Armenia, Norway. Okay, I'm just going to make this a bit clearer in my notebook. So, Russia, Greece, Malta, Belgium. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Serbia and Montenegro. Ooh, Israel. Lovely. What varied winners we've got here. 2006 would be Bosnia. Lovely. Really going around Europe here. Sort of as we did in real life, to be fair. 2007, Ukraine. And 2008, well, Russia. Should they have won Dima Bilan with Believe? In my opinion, no. No, they shouldn't have. Song's not bad. But Ukraine, what a performance. What vocals. Annie Lorek, fantastic. Greece, also very good. With the outfit change. Very good stuff. Armenia, that was really catchy, really fun. Sirusho, fantastic. Armenia, anybody at Armenian TV, if you're watching this, first of all, thank you very much. Get Sirusho back. You'll be back in the final, no trouble. Norway, I really like that song as well. That was Western Europe's greatest hope that year. Because political voting, if you want to call it that, was rife in 2008. So, I'm actually going to go with Ukraine. And personally, out of that, I'd go for Greece. But that's just me. And then in terms of the bottom 5, oh, Ukraine would win 2 years in a row then. Why not? And then bottom 5, UK, Poland, Germany tied on 14 points, Finland and Croatia. Croatia for me, not great. Finland, rock, not bad. We need more rock. Germany, one woman doing all the business for no angels. 12 points from Bulgaria, I believe it was, because I think one member of the group is from Bulgaria. Don't quote me on that. Poland, Isis Gee, unfortunate name, maybe. For Life, ultra tanned, bright white teeth. Ballad, not bad, not brilliant. UK, Andy Abraham, should not have finished last. So in an alternative universe, if we have to have one song definitely last, then it's going to be, for me, personally, Croatia. But Eurovision fans, or most Eurovision fans, I'm trying to think as neutrally and as realistically as possible here, I would go with... Do most people have Poland below Germany that year? Don't think they do. Oh, actually. Poland. Stuff it. Sorry, Poland, you're last. Whoops. But what are you going to do? This is not realistic. You know, these results are not real. That's what I meant to say. So don't take it too seriously. This is just what could have happened instead. So 2009, we're in Kiev again. Or Odessa. Why not? Let's change it up. 2009. Okay, semi-final one. Romania and Finland went through. Finland actually in 12th place. Macedonia and Montenegro missed out. I would put Macedonia through myself. Ahead of... Well, ahead of Finland, I'll be honest with you. Would most Eurovision fans knock Finland out in favour of Macedonia or Montenegro? No, I don't think so. So I'll leave that as it is. Bottom 3, Bulgaria, Belgium, Czech Republic. Oh dear, what a dreadful bottom 3. Heavens above, that's a... Oh dear, that's bad. I'm going to leave it as it is. In terms of semi-final 2, would I change it? Doesn't really matter. I would change it. I put Bulgaria last myself. Anyway, semi-final 2. Lithuania and Croatia went through. Croatia actually in 13th. Okay. Serbia and Ireland, 10th and 11th. I would put Ireland through, definitely ahead of Lithuania and Croatia. Dear, dear me. What about Eurovision fans? I don't know. I'm very tempted to say it would be different. Maybe not Lithuania, but maybe Croatia out and Serbia through? Yeah, maybe. Let's go with that. Bottom 3, Netherlands, Slovakia, Latvia, we'll leave as it is. In terms of the final, come on, I'm trying to race through this. I am not even into this decade yet. How long have I been filming? Oh my word. Okay, let's move on. Norway, Iceland, Azerbaijan, Turkey, UK. Norway always going to win. In an alternative universe, not Iceland. I think most Eurovision fans have Azerbaijan rated higher. So Azerbaijan would have won in 2009. Fair play. Personally, for me, I would go with Iceland. Absolutely. Love that song. Great ballad. Bottom 5. Finland were last. Spain, Lithuania, Malta, Sweden. Sweden, Greta Thunberg's mother. Operatic sort of song. Not bad, not brilliant. Malta, yeah, that's pretty good. I don't mind it. Lithuania, no thanks. Spain, they're better than that. Finland, vocals, bit iffy. In an alternative universe then, I'm actually going to go with Lithuania last, I'm afraid. And personally, I would have Lithuania last. Okay, so Azerbaijan win. Which means it's not Oslo 2010, it's Baku 2010. Let me know what you think in the comments, of course. Social media links as well in the description. What am I doing? 2010, here we go. Semi-final 1. Not great, the semi-finals in 2010, that's just my opinion. Belarus, Moldova, and then missing out Finland, Malta. Would I change that? Don't think I would. Don't think Eurovision fans would either. Maybe Finland ahead of Belarus. But we'll leave it as it is. I'm not focusing too much on the semi-finals here. Bottom 3, Macedonia, Slovakia, Latvia. I will leave that as it is as well. Yes, personally, I'd leave it too. Semi-final 2. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you know what's coming. Ireland, Cyprus, Sweden missing out, and Lithuania. Sweden through every single day of the week. Anna Bergendahl, thank you very much. Ahead of Cyprus. Cyprus, fine song in this instance. Bye-bye. Yes. Would Eurovision fans have Sweden ahead of Cyprus? I think they probably would. And they'd probably have Lithuania ahead of Ireland too. Bottom 3, Bulgaria, Slovenia, Switzerland. Maybe Slovenia last instead of Switzerland, perhaps. Narodno Zabavny Rock. But we'll leave that. Why not? Let's not really focus on the semi-finals too much. In the grand final, Germany, Turkey, Romania, Denmark, Azerbaijan. Germany always going to win. Turkey, loved by fans. So Turkey are the winners. Congratulations. It's Istanbul 2011. Out of that top 5, personally, I'd actually go with Denmark. And then bottom 5, UK, Belarus, Ireland, Moldova, Cyprus. Ooh, not a great bottom 5, you could argue. UK deserved to finish last. Sorry, Josh, but you did. Belarus, Ireland, Moldova, Cyprus. Ooh, personally, I would have Cyprus last. Sorry. And then in an alternative universe, thinking about most other people, realistically, it would be Belarus, wouldn't it? I think. So there we go. Why have I written Istanbul? I meant right Turkey. I knew what I meant. Moving on then. It's not Dusseldorf 2011, it's Istanbul 2011. Lovely. Turkey, it'd be lovely to see you return, but don't see it happening anytime soon. Semi-final 1 in 2011. Russia were 9th, Switzerland 10th, Malta, Armenia. I'm going to leave it as it is. I think a lot of Eurovision fans would do the same. Bottom 3, Norway, Portugal, Poland. Portugal last instead of Poland, and I would do the same thing. Poland, that song, was really liked at the time, but finished last. Yes, indeed it did. Semi-final 2, Estonia, Moldova, Belgium, Bulgaria. Most people would have Bulgaria go through. Polygenova with Nari Nat ahead of Moldova. Would I change it? Probably not. Then moving into the bottom 3 of semi-final 2, 2011. Latvia, Cyprus, Netherlands. I'd have Cyprus last instead of the Netherlands myself. Eurovision fans probably would do the same. I don't know. But I'd say they'd do the same. Moving into the final, well, 2011 was very unpredictable. Azerbaijan were one of the favourites, just not expected to win. Azerbaijan, Italy, Sweden, Ukraine, Denmark. Sweden. There you go. It's about time they won, don't you think? Erik Saade with Popular, lyrically, not great. But the song, good beat, slick pop, Sweden at their very best. Italy, jazz, we love to see it. We need more of it. Classy stuff from Italy. We expect nothing less. Ukraine, overrated as all hell, in my opinion. Really overrated as all hell. And then Denmark in 5th place. Good stuff, but the public, well, you've only got to look at the split results to see how ridiculous it was. And then in terms of the bottom 5, Switzerland, Estonia, Spain, Hungary, Finland. That's a pretty damn good, strong bottom 5. Switzerland last, never. Never in a million years. Oh, that's tough. That's so tough, but I've got to pick somebody. A lot of Eurovision fans like Rockefeller Street. Spain. Ooh, I'm going to have to go with Finland. Da Da Damn, Paradise Oscar. I'm so sorry. But the other songs I think are just preferred ever so slightly more. Personally, I would have Hungary. If I'm thinking of my personal ratings, yes. But we move on. Sweden have won. Congratulations. 2012. Let's move on. It's not Baku 2012. It is Stockholm, Gothenburg, or Malmö 2012. Or Lidköping, or Örnsköldsvik, whichever one you prefer. Semi-final 1 in 2012. 9th were Denmark, 10th were Hungary, 11th were Switzerland, 12th were Finland. Would Eurovision fans change that? I think they probably would. I think they'd put Finland through ahead of Hungary. Would I put Finland through ahead of Hungary? No, I'd put Switzerland through ahead of Hungary, but that's just me. In terms of the bottom 3, Latvia, Belgium, Austria, I think most people would have Belgium last these days, and I would have Latvia last. Semi-final 2. Bear with me, we're getting there. Macedonia 9th, Norway 10th, going through on the tiebreaker rule ahead of Bulgaria and Croatia. Would most Eurovision fans prefer Love Unlimited or Stay? It's very close, but I'm going to stick with Norway. I would also not change it. And then we have Belarus, Slovenia, Slovakia. Slovenia, what are they doing in the bottom 3? I don't know. Would I change that? No. Would Eurovision fans change that? Probably not. We move on. Grand final, Sweden, Loreen. We don't need to say any more about that. The obvious winner. Russia 2nd. Come on now, let's be serious. Serbia 3rd, Azerbaijan 4th, Albania 5th. The alternative winner. Gonna go with Azerbaijan. When the Music Dies, Sabina Babayeva, the light up dress, great vocals. Yeah. Russia. No. Don't think that song's aged well. Albania. I've never really been able to enjoy it too much, but I can appreciate it for what it is. And Serbia 3rd, not bad. Not that sensational, though, if we're being honest. Zelko doing his thing, he's great. Serbia need him back. So I'm going to go with Azerbaijan. It's Baku. Again, a few years after their previous win. in this alternative universe. Bottom 5, who would I go for? Sorry. I would go for... Ooh, blimey. I would go for Serbia. Okay, bottom 5, bottom 5. Norway were last, UK, Hungary, Denmark, France. Gonna go with... Sorry, it's got to be the UK. Sorry, Engelbert, but most Eurovision fans would put you last. And then, for me, Hungary. Sorry, Compact Disco, but there we are. Okay, we're moving on. I know this is a repetitive video, but it's just interesting to think about this sort of stuff. 2013, it's not Malmö, it's Baku. A year later than in real life. Semi-final 1, Lithuania 9th, Estonia 10th, Serbia, and then Montenegro. Most Eurovision fans, I'm going to move up here now. Most Eurovision fans would have Montenegro through, and probably Serbia through as well. So let's change both of them. Serbia and Montenegro, instead of Lithuania and Estonia. For me personally, I would have Serbia through ahead of Lithuania. The bottom 3, Austria, Cyprus, Slovenia, maybe Cyprus last instead of Slovenia. And personally, I would have Slovenia last, so I'd keep it the same. Semi-final 2, Finland, Georgia, San Marino, Bulgaria. San Marino going through ahead of Georgia. I think most Eurovision fans would say that these days, indeed. And I personally would have... Or would I change it? I don't think I would, actually. No, anyway, bottom 3, Albania, Macedonia, Latvia. Latvia last, but I think Macedonia was weaker. So let's change that. Macedonia last instead. Why not? Pred dat se razdeni. Not a great song in my opinion, but just my opinion. Don't take it seriously. In terms of the final, this is where it really matters. Denmark, Azerbaijan, Ukraine, Norway, Russia. Azerbaijan, overrated. Bloke in a box, woman with a red dress. Good singer, but that was not the second best song of the year in my opinion. Maybe your opinion too, let me know. Ukraine, great. Norway, great. Russia, pretty good. Even though it was yet another song about peace. So I think the alternative winner here is Ukraine. Again, 3 wins in this alternative universe. Fantastic. So yeah, let's put Ukraine. Personally, I would have Norway. There we go. Bottom 5, Ireland, Spain, Finland, France, Lithuania. Got to be Lithuania, I think, that most people would rather have last. Ireland last with 5 points. That was really quite surprising at the time. Lithuania at last. For me, also Lithuania last. So we move on. 2014. It's not Copenhagen 2014. It's yet again Kiev 2014. Let's take a look at semi-final 1. Come on, come on. I'm trying to race through this. I don't want this to be too long a video, but here we are. Azerbaijan, San Marino, Portugal, Estonia. Portugal through ahead of San Marino for most people. And I would probably do the same. Although Estonia is a good song, I'd rather have that through. Bottom 3, Belgium, Albania, Moldova will leave. Semi-final 2, 9th were Malta, Slovenia, Lithuania, Ireland. I think most people would rather have Ireland through ahead of probably Malta, actually. And I would have Ireland through ahead of Slovenia. Bottom 3, Macedonia, Israel, Georgia. I'd have Israel 1 place higher, but Georgia last. We'll keep that the same. Top 5, Austria, Netherlands, Sweden, Armenia, Hungary. Austria always going to win. It's got to be the Netherlands. Hell yes, Common Linnets. We all love that song. Or at least, most of us do. Netherlands, let's add them to the winners list. Congratulations. If there had been about 15 more countries voting, Common Linnets might just have knocked Conchita off the top. But Rise Like a Phoenix, that's a Eurovision classic. In terms of the bottom 5, France, Slovenia, San Marino, Malta, Azerbaijan. France, that song's really not that bad. It's quite silly, but Moustache, 2 points, that's harsh. I think San Marino. Sorry, San Marino. First time in the final and you're last in this alternative results universe. And personally, I would have Azerbaijan, actually. I like that song more than I did, but it's still not great. So it's not Vienna 2015. It is Amsterdam or Rotterdam or Arnhem 2015 instead. Semi-final 1. For me, one of the weakest semi-finals we've ever had. We have Serbia, Albania, and then missing out Moldova, Belarus. Would I change that? I would have Belarus through ahead of Serbia. I'm not going to write that down. There's no point now. Most people would leave it the same. Bottom 3, Netherlands, Macedonia, Finland, not going to change. Semi-final 2, Montenegro, Azerbaijan, Malta, Ireland. I would have Ireland through ahead of Montenegro. Malta or Azerbaijan? You know, I think more people would rather have Amber instead of Elnur Husseinov. So I am going to change that, Malta instead of Azerbaijan, but I'm not going to write that down. Bottom 3, Iceland, San Marino, Switzerland. Going to leave that the same. Sweden, Russia, Italy, Belgium, Australia was the top 5 in 2015. Now, it's got to be Italy. It was the public's winner, and out of the top 5 there, my favourite too. Bottom 5, Germany, Austria, France, UK, Poland. Poland, sorry if this offends anybody, I really do apologise if it does, but that song is awful. Monika Kuzynska, In the Name of Love. What was it doing in the final? Not Poland's finest. You're capable of much, much better. I suppose it's quite pleasant. I do try and see the positive in everything. But moving on. Sorry if this video is a mess. What would Eurovision fans go for? Yeah, Poland. Sorry. But there we go. Let's move on. 2016. It's not Stockholm 2016. It's Rome. Or more realistically, Milan. Or Turin 2016. Because that's where the bigger venues are. Semi-final 1. Come on now. Czech Republic, Croatia, Bosnia, San Marino. We'll leave that the same. Bottom 3, Greece, Moldova, Estonia. I would have Greece last, and I think most Eurovision fans would have Greece last as well out of that bottom 3. Semi-final 2, Georgia, Serbia, Macedonia, Belarus. We'll leave that the same. I would keep it the same as well. Bottom 3, Albania, Denmark, Switzerland. I would have Albania last, and so would most Eurovision fans maybe. Eneda Tarifa, Fairy Tale. Very dully staged, it has to be said. Ukraine, Australia, Russia, Bulgaria, Sweden. This was the first year with a new voting system. Australia. Oh, ahead of Russia. Damiyim or Sergei Lazarev. Who's more popular? Which song is more popular? Ooh, Russia did win the public votes. Oh, but Australia's song is so good. Stuff it. It's going to be Russia, innit? Let's be realistic here. Russia, Sergei Lazarev, congratulations, you did win after all. And personally, though, I would go with Australia. What is Sweden doing in the top 5? And then the bottom 5, Germany, Czech Republic, UK, Croatia, Spain. Germany, I really don't like that song, Jamie Lee. She's really into her sort of K-pop and everything. She's released a few new songs lately, not bad. I would, Croatia, I'm sorry, Lighthouse, I just thought that was overrated from the word go. Let me know your thoughts on that, but I just thought the live performance was very, very messy, I'll be honest with you. Who else have we got here? Realistically, the UK. Sorry, 2017. Let's add Russia over here. 2017, it's not Kiev. It's actually Moscow or St. Petersburg or Sochi or Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, whichever city you prefer. Semi-final 1, Poland, Greece, Georgia, Finland. Finland through, yes, ahead of Poland. Sorry, Kashimosh, you're out in this instance. Bottom 3, Montenegro, Slovenia, Latvia. I would keep that the same. Most Eurovision fans would probably have Slovenia last. Semi-final 2, that's On My Way, by the way, by Omar Naber. In semi-final 2, Belarus, Denmark, Serbia, Switzerland. I would have Switzerland through ahead of Belarus myself, and I think Eurovision fans would have Switzerland through ahead of Denmark. Bottom 3, Malta, Lithuania, San Marino will keep the same. Final, Portugal, Bulgaria, Moldova, Belgium, Sweden. For me, Belgium. Brilliant. City Lights, Blanche, fantastic. New music, new album, pretty damn good. Really hypnotic stuff, very calming to listen to. Alternative Universe, got to be Moldova. Ahead of Bulgaria. I would say so. That song is just an evergreen hit. Hey Mama, Sunstroke Project, fantastic. Juries loved it too. Bottom 5, Spain, Germany, Ukraine, Israel, Poland. Okay. Spain deserved to finish last, I'm sorry to say it. Alternative Universe, it would be Germany. And for me, personally, Poland or Ukraine, it's a toss-up between the two. So, 2018, it's not Lisbon, it's Chisinau. Apologies for the pronunciation. Can you believe if Eurovision would have been held there? Extraordinary. Extraordinary. But sometime in the future it could happen. Semi-final 1 in 2018. We're getting there. Lithuania, Finland, Azerbaijan, Belgium. Personally, you probably know if you've watched my channel for ages, Belgium, Seneca, matter of time, would have gone through easily. Ahead of maybe Finland in this case. I think Eurovision fans will keep it the same. Bottom 3, Croatia, Macedonia, Iceland will leave the same. Semi-final 2, Serbia, Hungary, Romania, Latvia. I think we'll leave that the same, but I would have Romania through ahead of Serbia. Bottom 3, Montenegro, San Marino, Georgia will leave the same. Final, Israel, Cyprus, Austria, Germany, Italy. Honestly, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think Fuego is more popular than Toy, and always will be now, so Cyprus is the winner. Personally, though, I would have Germany, but that's just me. Cyprus is great. Eleni Ferreira, superb. That's how you stage an up-tempo song in the Eurovision Song Contest. Bottom 5, Portugal, last, O Jardim. What? Are you pulling my leg? Finland, UK, Spain, Slovenia. Portugal should not have finished last. I think most Eurovision fans would probably actually go with the UK again. I'm sorry to say it, Surrey. You were great. You sorted yourself out so well after that bloke snatched your microphone. We all remember that. Terrible incident, that. Most Eurovision fans would go with the UK. I would go with Slovenia just. Let's move on then to last year. We're nearly there, ladies and gentlemen. Hallelujah. Semi-final 1 in Tel Aviv, except it's not Tel Aviv, it's Nicosia or Limassol. I'm not picky. Choose whichever one you like. Cyprus, Belarus, Poland, Hungary, semi-final 1. I'd have Hungary through ahead of Belarus. Eurovision fans would probably have Poland through ahead of Belarus. I'm not entirely sure though. I'm just really trying to think of all those videos I've watched over the years, people's rankings and everything. Bottom 3, Portugal, Montenegro, Finland. Montenegro last instead of Finland. Let's move on. And I'd keep that the same though, probably. Maybe. Don't know. Hard. Can't remember my own rankings. Semi-final 2, Albania, Denmark, Lithuania, Moldova will keep the same. Bottom 3, Armenia, Austria, Ireland. I would have Ireland higher. I'd have Austria last. Eurovision fans would probably leave it the same. Top 5, Netherlands, Italy, Russia, Switzerland, Sweden. It's got to be Italy. That song, so popular. So it's Italy. Mahmood. More popular than Scream, She Got Me, Too Late for Love, Soldi, Clap Clap. Really good song. Staging could have been a bit better, but we'll overlook that. Mahmood has got a bright future ahead of him. And then, of course, if Norway were in the top 5, I'd be saying Kano. And then bottom 5, UK, Germany, Belarus, Israel, Spain. Most people would say Germany. By the way, top 5, personally, for me, I'd go for Switzerland. Just ahead of Sweden. And then bottom 5, yeah, where was I? The UK finished last in real life, but I think most Eurovision fans would say Germany. And I personally would go with Israel. Sorry. What is Spain? Lavender doing in the bottom 5. There we have it. I'm really sorry this video was so long, but I'm going to wrap up now. In terms of the alternative last places, in 2000 it would be Israel, 2001 would be Ireland, 2002 would be Lithuania, 2003 would be Malta, 2004 Ireland, 2005 France, 2006 Israel, 2007 the UK, 2008 Poland, the official last place here, because in real life it was a joint last place. 2009 Lithuania, I think I've put here. 2010 Belarus, 2011 Finland, sorry to say it, Paradise Oscar, 2012 the UK, 2013 Lithuania, I think I've put, 2014, can't read my own writing, San Marino, 2015 Poland, I've got here. 2016 the UK, 2017 Germany, 2018 the UK, 2019 Germany. And the alternative winners in 2000 Russia, 2001 Greece, 2002 Malta, 2003 Belgium, 2004 Serbia and Montenegro, 2005 Israel, 2006 Bosnia. That would have been wonderful to see, but Finland were just too good. 2007 Ukraine, 2008 Ukraine, Azerbaijan 2009, Turkey 2010, Sweden 2011, Azerbaijan again 2012, Ukraine again 2013, Netherlands 14, Russia 15, Moldova 16, Cyprus, I've messed up here somewhere along the way, haven't I? Netherlands 14, Italy, 2015, Russia 2016, Moldova 2017, Cyprus 2018, and Italy 2019. So in a realistic, in a different alternative universe, we would not be thinking Rotterdam 2021, we would be thinking probably Milan 2021. But let me know your thoughts, the alternative Eurovision Song Contest results for this century so far. Like I said, I wasn't really thinking too much about it, which is why I was making notes as I went along. Let me know your alternative results as well. And that's all I've got to say, really. This video's long enough. Another 50-minute video. Lovely stuff. If you've stuck with me this whole way, thank you very much. As I've said before, I'm going to say it again. From September of this year, things are going to be a little bit different for me. I'm not going to have as much time to film things, but I'm still going to try and upload when I can and if I have a good enough idea to run with. So I'm just reiterating that to you now. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Apologies if the quality wasn't great. But I thought that was quite an interesting video to do, maybe, to take a look at what could have been. Ukraine with 3 wins, Azerbaijan with 2, Sweden with just the 1, Denmark not winning, yeah, all of that. Austria not winning, Netherlands winning instead. So there we go. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Really means a great deal. Share the video, like the video, comment on the video, check out my other social media pages. Much appreciated. Until next time, take care of yourselves and bye for now.